first began. You know it. I did not know where it was going to lead me. Well, welcome back to another episode of A Dose of Nicki, and I'm excited to have you here as we explore yet another vital aspect of our gardening journey. So today we're going to see just how this topic connects with our everyday lives, and this one is on harvesting results. Now, we're still on the gardening series where it's the metaphor of life, how we're doing that parallel thing of gardening and our own personal lives. So in this one, so far, I'm going to recap on what we've covered. We've planted seeds of intention. We've nurtured our growth, faced adversity, and then we navigated the seasons of life. Now it's time to gather what we've sown. Remember, setting intentions. The goal is the first step to achieving anything. It's just like planting seeds, which require the right conditions, right? And so do our goals. It needs clarity and it needs a purpose. That's what it does. And so then we have to nurture the growth. And that's your daily habits and discipline. You want to become healthy? Then we have to develop a daily plan and make it a reality. It's just like at work, they make us do these things called OKRs, which is objectives and key results. You can set the objectives, but without the key results, the key, which are the actions that you're going to take, it to feed the objective, to make the objective a reality, it's useless, it's pointless, right? So that's why we have to develop a daily plan and then make it a reality. And of course, with that, there are going to be challenges. It's not like it's going to go smooth sailing. You may have some hiccups along the way, things that you plan to do, and it incorporates other people or other aspects of the phase of the game, other portions, or something could happen. The availability may not be there. So, for example, I needed some plumbing work done or whatever, right? But before the plumber could do their part, another person needed to come in and determine where the leak occurred, right? Identify where it's located. And if they cannot identify the location, the plumber can't do their job, which means that the goal of fixing the issue or resolving it cannot be completed until the first step can be done. So it's very important to know that challenges occur. So that's not the biggest issue. It's more of knowing what to do or what actions to take in order to resolve those challenges and get through it. And we know that it can hinder growth. And we know that has happened with me with killing the resilient plants, such as those ZZ plants. But the key was that I did not give up. So these challenges teach us resilience. And along with that comes the seasons of life. Now it's time to harvest what we've sown. And how do we recognize and celebrate our achievements, no matter how small? Just take a moment to reflect. Now, with gardening, it could be a plant that, or a tree that produced fruit, right? And that fruit finally grew, because fruits don't just grow. You plant the seed and then it grows and then it becomes a fruit. No, it doesn't work like that. You have to plant the seed and you have to wait. You have to nurture it and fertilize it, and then it grow maybe after 5 years, 3 years. You don't really know, but it takes years. It's not like all of a sudden you see these fruits on the tree and boom, voila, you are in business. No, not at all. You have to wait it out. So it's the same thing. So no matter how small, how do we recognize and celebrate our achievements? Take a moment to reflect on that. What have you learned from the process? What fruits have your efforts produced? And see, this reflection is crucial for personal growth and motivation. Just like with gardening, we must regularly check in on our goals. Are they flourishing? Are there weeds we need to remove? And in our personal lives, those are the negative thoughts, the distractions, okay? So we need to remove that. We have to suppress that. We have to get rid of that and train ourselves to not think negatively. Remember, we always talk about us being our worst critics. So keep that in mind. We need to remove it. Is there anything that we need to do in order for these goals of ours to grow? So with every harvest, don't forget to celebrate. Every harvest deserves a celebration now, right? Because where you were when you first started and where you are today, to be able to see the fruits of your labor. Consider how you can acknowledge your achievements. And that's whether, that's through self-care. It can be, sharing with loved ones your lessons learned, or the harvest. The physical harvest is like when we get those, whatever you've planted and they've grown, you share it with other people. Sometimes you have so much you can't keep it all to yourself. Like I have some scallion bulbs that I planted in my garden, and I didn't know those suckers could grow so quickly, and they growing tremendous. And I'm saying, now, what am I going to do with all these scallions? I know what I'm going to do with them. I'm going to share them. I'm going to package them up, and I'm going to share it with people that will benefit from it. You understand? So that's what I'm working towards. So it's the same thing. Knowledge is key. If you've learned something, share it for sure. And the other thing that we can do is set new goals. I know people, my mother's like that. Boy, before she could finish the first one, as long as she completed it, she moves on to the next thing. She's growing. She's expanding. That's how she gets down. And you build on it. You're moving forward. You're planning for the next season. So what's next? And just as the gardeners plan their next crop, we too should look ahead. What new seeds will you plant for the upcoming season of your life? See, life is evolving, continuous. It's cyclical. Much like the seasons after harvesting, we prepare for another round of planting. Much like seasons after harvesting, we prepare for another round of planting. Embrace, you clip them, you cut the leaves, your lettuce and all that stuff, and then boom, you're on to, what are you going to do, just sit there? No, you got to create more. You got to build more. So we prepare for another round of planting. We embrace the journey of continuous growth and learning. I'm going to stop right there and thank you for joining me today on A Dose of Nicki. Let's continue celebrating life and the gardening metaphors that connect us all. Remember, every effort you make is a step toward your dreams. Until next time, keep nurturing your garden and harvesting those beautiful results. Stay fabulous, keep growing, and be well, my friends. Be well. If you enjoyed this episode, join us next week for another insightful conversation. Remember, if you have found value in our discussions, give us a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and hit that bell icon to be notified when a new episode drops on YouTube. Take care and happy gardening.